Welcome to part 9 of my review of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. In this video, we are going to be covering the new options and subclasses available for the Ranger. If you missed any of the previous reviews of the subclasses for classes, I will leave the playlist link right up here. Before we dive into it, only a very small percentage of you guys who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing if you're enjoying the series. It's free and you can always change your mind. Let's jump into the review for the Ranger. So here is the Ranger page, and to begin, there are a lot of general changes for the Ranger. Let's see what these are and see if Ranger is actually going to be a viable class to play in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Let's begin with Deft Explorer at level 1. You are Unsurpassed Explorer and Survivor both in the wilderness and in dealing with others. You gain the Canny benefit below, and you gain an additional benefit below when you reach 6th level and 10th level. This does replace the Natural Explorer feature. Canny at 1st level, choose one of your skill proficiencies. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check that you make with the chosen skill. You can also speak, read, and write 2 additional languages of your choice. This is just a straight buff. Good start. Roving at 6th level, your walking speed increases by 5 and you gain a climbing speed and swimming speed equal to your walking speed. So terrain traversal, this is a great addition for the Ranger. I'm surprised they did not have this beforehand, but this is really nice for 6th level. Moving on to Tireless at 10th level. As an action, you can give yourself a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1 hit point. You can use this action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all uses when you finish a long rest. In addition, whenever you finish a short rest, your exhaustion level, if any, decreases by 1. This is huge. Exhaustion is such a big deal in 5th edition. It is such a taxing mechanic that being able to alleviate it with just a short rest is a super powerful ability. Ranger is already shaping up to get some insane buffs. So let's, with that in mind, move further down. We have Favored Foe, a 1st level feature which replaces Favored Enemy and works with Foe Slayer. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call on your mystical bond with nature to mark the target as your favorite enemy for 1 minute or until you lose concentration as if you were concentrating on a spell. The first time on each of your turns that you hit the favorite enemy and deal damage to it, including when you mark it, you can increase that damage by 1d4. You can use this feature to mark a favorite enemy a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. This feature's extra damage increases when you reach certain levels, 1d6 at 6th and 1d8 at 14th. This is huge. The Ranger's favored enemy mechanic was so terribly bad. The fact that if you just got unlucky and picked an incorrect enemy type and you never got to use this, the fact that you can change it on a whim is amazing. This buff is incredible. I'm so happy that they printed this. Finally, Ranger is actually going to be put up in the ranks with some of the other more melee or half-caster based classes. This is fantastic. Good job, Wizards. Let's continue with additional Ranger spells. At 2nd level, you gain an expanded spell list, which again, just like Paladin, the Ranger had a pitiful amount of spells to choose from, so it's good that they get these. They get Entangle, Searing Smite, Aid, Enhance Ability, Gust of Wind, Magic Weapon, Summon Beast, Elemental Weapon, Meld into Stone, Revivify, Summon Fey, Dominate Beast, Summon Elemental, and Greater Restoration. Wow, this expanded spell list is fantastic. Giving Ranger's Revivify is an insane buff. I feel like Wizards finally recognized just how unfortunately bad the Ranger class has been in terms of their class identity and just the power level of all their abilities and subclasses, that they just put it all into Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Every buff the Ranger needed is here. We are doing so well so far. Let's continue. Fighting style options. The Ranger has been given additional fighting style options at 2nd level. Blind fighting, we've already seen this with both the other previous fighting styles for Paladin and Warrior. Druidic Warrior. You learn 2 cantrips of your choice from the Druid spell list. They count as Ranger spells for you, and Wisdom is your spellcasting ability for them. Whenever you gain a level in this class, you can replace one of these cantrips with another cantrip from the Druid spell list. So just like Paladin, Rangers finally also get cantrips. However, unlike the Paladin, it's actually from a useful cantrip list. Druid cantrips are way more potent than cleric cantrips in terms of power level. So this is a much bigger deal than when the Paladin got it. This is crazy. I am a huge fan of where we're going with this. Let's keep going. They also get thrown weapon fighting. You can draw a weapon that has the thrown property as part of the attack you make with the weapon. In addition, when you hit with a ranged attack using a thrown weapon, you gain +2 bonus to damage roll. We saw that earlier. Druidic Warrior is going to be a must pick for a fighting style for Ranger. I'm calling it right now. Next up, we have your spellcasting focus. You can use a Druidic focus as a spellcasting focus for your Ranger spells. A Druidic focus might be a sprig of mistletoe, or holly, a wand, or rod made of yew, or another special wood, etc., etc. Primal Awareness, a 3rd level Ranger feature which replaces Primeval Awareness. You can focus your awareness through the interconnections of nature. You learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class if you don't already know them, as shown in the Primal Awareness table. These spells don't count against the amount of Ranger spells you know. You get Speak with Animals, Beast Sense, Speak with Plants, Locate Creature, and Commune with Nature. Just a good buff overall. I feel like just having these additional spells in your list is probably better than the Primeval Awareness feature ever gave you. So with that, another solid buff to Ranger. You can cast each of these spells once without expending a spell slot. Once you do so in this way, you cannot do so against a long rest. There you go. That already makes it better. Good job, Wizards. Let's continue. Martial Versatility at 4th level. Whenever you reach a level in this class that grants the ability score improvement, you can replace a fighting style. We saw this with the previous Paladin and Warrior. Nature's Veil at 10th level, which replaces the Hide in Plain Sight feature. You draw on the powers of nature to hide yourself from the view briefly. As a bonus action, you can become magically invisible along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying until the start of your next turn. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all uses when you finish a long rest. So a brief cast of invisibility a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Pretty solid ability in the right circumstances. Very nice. So those are all of the baseline changes for Ranger. Super powerful buffs. Wizards definitely listened to the community and made some fantastic changes to Ranger. I'm excited to make a Ranger now in the future. But let's go and move on to the 2 new subclass options we get for the Ranger. Fey Wanderer to start out with. At level 3, you get your Dreadful Strikes. You can augment your weapon strikes with mind-scarring magic drawn from the gloomy hollows of the Feywild. When you hit a creature with a weapon, you can deal an extra 1d4 psychic damage to the target, which can take this extra damage only once per turn. So once per turn, extra damage on a target also works with your favorite enemy. So you can start dealing an additional 2d4 damage to your target if you choose to make it your favorite enemy. This is really good now. The baseline Ranger abilities paired with this one, top notch. Let's keep going. The extra damage increases to 1d6 when you reach 11th level. Good. Fey Wanderer magic, you get a set level of spells. You gain Charm Person, Misty Step, Dispel Magic, Dimension Door, and Mislead, all really solid spells to gain. You also possess a preternatural blessing from a Fey ally or place of Fey power. Choose your blessing from the Feywild Gifts table or determine it from the table randomly. Feywild Gifts. Illusory butterflies flutter around you while you take a short or long rest. Fresh seasonal flowers sprout from your hair each dawn. You faintly smell of cinnamon, lavender, nutmeg, or other comforting herb or spice. Your shadows dance while no one is looking directly at it. Horns or antlers sprout from your head. Your skin color and hair color change to match the season at each dawn. Just a little bit of flavor there. Otherworldly Glamour at 3rd level. Your Fey qualities give you supernatural charm. As a result, whenever you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your wisdom modifier. In addition, you gain proficiency bonus with proficiency in either deception, performance, or persuasion. So adding your charisma modifier and your wisdom modifier onto any of your charisma-based checks, pretty nice. Beguiling Twist at 7th level. The magic of the Feywild guards your mind. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. In addition, whenever you or a creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet of you to make a wisdom save against your spell save DC. If they fail, the target is charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for 1 minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a successful save. So very similar to the Paladin subclass we saw before, where the ability gives you advantage on the saves. If you succeed the save, you can force another creature to make the save that you had to make yourself. Very cool. At 11th level, you gain the Fey Reinforcements ability. The Royal Courts of the Feywild have blessed you with assistance of Fey beings. You know Summon Fey, a spell in Chapter 3. It doesn't count against the number of ranger spells you know, and you can cast it without a material component. You can cast it once without a spell slot, and can do that again after a long rest. Summon Fey, giving you a Fey creature that can act on its own, actually. You don't have to use your bonus action or anything. Very nice. Whenever you start casting the spell, you can modify it so that it does not require concentration. If you do so, the spell's duration becomes 1 minute for that casting. Solid ability for level 11. Next up, we have Misty Wanderer, a 15th level feature. You can slip in and out of the Feywild to move in the blink of an eye. You can cast Misty Step once without expending a spell slot, or you can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot. You can do this a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier and get them all back on a long rest. In addition, whenever you cast Misty Step, you can bring along one willing creature that you can see within 5 feet of you. That creature teleports to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you at your destination. So approximately you're going to have 4 of these casts per rest. At 15th level, you'll probably have a Wisdom mod of +4. With that, you can do this about probably 4 times and teleport a creature with you. Pretty nice for 15th level. Is it good enough for that high of a level requirement? That has yet to be seen. Let's go over Swarmkeeper, the other option we have in Tasha's Cauldron and everything. Let's start with Gathered Swarm at 3rd level. A swarm of intangible nature spirits has bonded itself to you and can assist you in battle. Until you die, the swarm remains in your space, crawling on you and or flying or skittering around you. You determine its appearance or by rolling on the table. Insects, twig blights, fluttering birds, or playful pixies. On each of your turns, you can cause the swarm to assist you in one of the following ways. Immediately after you hit a creature with an attack, can make them deal 1d6 extra piercing damage. The target must succeed on a strength save or be moved by the swarm 15 feet horizontally in a direction of your choice, or you are moved by the swarm in 5 feet horizontally of your choice. Now, interesting question. If you're a melee-based ranger and you hit a target with an attack, does the swarm moving you necessarily horizontally backwards, would that trigger an attack of opportunity? That's an important point that it needs to be clarified in here. Anyway, moving on. Swarmkeeper magic. You learn Mage Hand if you don't already know it. It takes the form of your swarming spirits. You also learn a bunch of spells. Fairy Fire, Mage Hand, Web, Gaseous Swarm, Arcane Eye, and Insect Plague. Very thematically appropriate spells for the list here. Next up, we have Writhing Tide. 7th level. You can condense part of your swarm into a focused mass that lifts you up. As a bonus action, you gain a flying speed of 10 feet and can hover. This effect lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated. You can use this feature a number of times equal to proficiency bonus and get them all back on a long rest. So, being able to fly very slow, but giving any creature flying speed at 7th level, there needs to be some balance with it. So, very nice ability and balanced for level 7. Next up, we have Mighty Swarm at level 11. Your gathered swarm grows mightier in the following ways. You get your damage increases to 1d8 of gathered swarm. If a creature fails the save of being moved by gathered swarm, you can also knock it prone. And when you are moved by gathered swarm, it gives you half cover until the start of your next turn. So +2 to AC and advantage on all dexterity saves. Very nice for level 11. Again, still would really like to know about the attack of opportunity if you move out of a space with the gathered swarm feature, but who knows. Next up, we have Swarming Dispersal at 15th level. You can discorporate your swarm, avoiding danger. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to give yourself resistance to that damage. You vanish into your swarm and then teleport to an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet of you, where you reappear within the swarm. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and get them all back on a long rest. So a decent number of uses with your proficiency bonus at level 15. Is this good enough for a level 15 ability? I think so. Basically functions the exact same way as Misty Step. So I think this is pretty good. Next up, we have the Beastmaster Companions. There is a change to Beastmaster, giving you a different option for your Ranger's Companions. Let's just take a quick look at these and see if they are better than the current options available for Beastmaster. Is Beastmaster finally going to be a good subclass? Let's find out. You can magically summon a Primal Beast. The beast is friendly to you and your companions. You can choose 3 different stat blocks, and whatever kind you choose, the beast bears primal markings indicating its mystical origin. The beast acts during your turn. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but can only take the dodge action unless you command it with a bonus action. Womp womp. You can also sacrifice one of your attacks and when you take the attack action, to command the beast to make the attack action. If you are incapped, the beast can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. Oh well. If the beast has died within the last hour, you can use your action to touch it and expend a spell slot of 1st level or higher to return it to life 1 minute with all of its hit points. When you finish a long rest, you can summon a different primal beast. The new beast appears in an unoccupied space, and you choose its stat block and appearance. Here are the 3 stat blocks: Beast of Land, Sea, and Sky. The armor class and hit points are the same for both land and sea. All the senses and languages are the same. The only difference is charge. On land, if the beast moves at least 20 feet towards the target and hits it with a maul attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it may also succeed on a strength save or be knocked prone. Primal Bond, you add your proficiency bonus to any ability check or saving throw. This functions the same for all 3. And Maul for the land beast as your spell attack modifier to hit and deals 1d8 plus 2 plus proficiency bonus slashing damage. For Beast of Sea, everything is the same except for the speed, which is 5 foot on land or 60 feet in the water. Stat array is the same. It is amphibious and can both breathe in air and water, and has Binding Strike, a attack that it uses your spell attack modifier, which deals 1d6 plus 2 plus proficiency bonus piercing or bludgeoning, your choice, and the target is grappled. Escape DC equals your spell save DC. Until the grapple ends, the beast cannot use this attack on another target. For Beast of the Sky, same armor class, but the hit point is noticeably lower at 4 plus 4 times your ranger level instead of 5 plus 5 times your ranger level. And the hit dice is d6s instead of d8s. Has the same senses and languages, but also has Flyby. The beast does not provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of an enemy's reach. And has a shred attack, a melee weapon attack. It uses your spell attack modifier to hit and deals 1d4 plus 3 plus proficiency bonus slashing damage. So does the option of 3 possible unique beasts added to the pool make this better than the Ranger's Companion feature of Beastmaster? I don't know. That has yet to be seen. It's very versatile, but Beastmaster is already really weak, so who knows? I will have to do some testing to fully rate this ability overall, but as of now, uncertain whether this makes Beastmaster better or not. But for the two new subclasses, the Swarmkeeper and the Fey Wanderer, these are very good showings from Wizards printed in this book, complemented with these sweeping changes made to Ranger in their base kit. This is going to make Ranger a very viable class to pick now. I think Ranger is great now. Definitely going to do some testing to see how all of these features stack up with the new subclasses. But guys, that is my review for the Ranger changes and subclasses in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and leave a comment down below on what you think of these Ranger changes. Does Ranger stack up with a bunch of the other classes now in terms of power, or is it still too weak for your taste? Let me know, guys. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't. We got a lot more Tasha's Cauldron of Everything videos coming up very soon, so be sure to not miss any of those, guys. So until next time, have fun, stay safe, and as always, happy gaming.